This is something we have been waiting for what seems like the longest time. The rumors have been out there. Everybody's been talking about it. Obviously, with what has happened behind the scenes with Hex acquiring the Optic Gaming brand, but he couldn't quite be a part of that team because he already has the brand in Chicago. What was going to happen with that OGLA spot? I'm actually wearing this shirt right here. I got a bunch of these shirts. It's not just for this one, but everybody was curious what is going to end up happening with that spot. And today, the news finally broke and it came true. This was a tweet from LA Thieves. This is a brand new Twitter handle. If you're not following it, go follow it. Make sure you're paying attention to what's going on over there with Nadeshot's new brand. But LA Thieves tweeted this out that said, announcing a new Los Angeles team for the competitive Call of Duty League in 2021, LA Thieves. One thing I will say real quick, if you haven't seen this little snippet, this little edit, this 3-minute long video that they did, go check it out because they did a really dope job with this. I like the fact that they kept cutting back to Nadeshot, looking at something right here, kind of pondering a decision and then walking away. It's like something that was always playing in the back of his mind. And that's pretty fitting, right? When it comes to what's going on with 100 Thieves, why aren't they in Call of Duty? That seems like with Nadeshot being the CEO, that would be their one true brand. So it was like, it was always back there in the back of his mind. And this finally came out. So go watch this video if you haven't already. They did a really nice job editing this and putting this storyline together. Down towards the end, they had 3 people there. So they had Kenny, they had Slasher, they had Mud Dog. So it does seem like Mud Dog's going to come over, be their head coach. They had Slasher and Kenny. We know that those 2 are confirmed to be on that OGLA roster. We know Draza is also signed, and it seems like TJ Haley will also be there. Draza's probably going to be a sub, which opens it up for that 4th spot. Nobody's positive who that's going to be yet, but if I had to guess, and we've speculated on this a time or two before, that last spot would probably end up going to Temp. I guess it could go towards John or somebody like that also, but Temp seems to be the person that fits that last spot perfectly. But you can kind of see this video here. They're going back through their accomplishments, holding up their trophies of the tournaments that they won during Black Ops 4. One thing I'll say as you're getting a peek at them right there, that branding is nasty. I can't wait to get my hands. Hopefully, we'll be able to get our hands on a little bit of merch there from LA Thieves because I love just the black and the red and how striking it is and the old cursive letters. I think they did a really nice job with the branding. Just to get a little bit of a reaction, this is out of Nadeshot that just says we're back. And by the way, if you go back and you scroll, so this is the tweet from LA Thieves. If you go back through and you scroll down, I mean, there's stuff from... You'll notice names all over the place, right? I mean, Toronto's in there, Minnesota's in there, Jack's in there, Scump's in there. I mean, there's just people all over commenting on this. I think it's a really big day for competitive Call of Duty. We'll talk a little bit more on that in just a second, but there's also a 10-minute long video here between John Robinson and Nadeshot. So CEO, and then John Robinson's kind of like his second-hand man. So go check this out because it gives a lot of insight in terms of how they came up with the brand and how they decided to finally go all in on Call of Duty. So this is underneath just the 100 Thieves Twitter handle. Says we are beyond excited to officially announce our return to competitive Call of Duty. We've missed the community greatly this past year and cannot wait to begin competing under the LA Thieves banner. So go watch this video. Some really good insight. I really like what they did there. Something also that's a little bit insightful is you got this tweet from Tony Flame, obviously a developer with Treyarch as we're heading into Black Ops Cold War. He says, welcome back. Awesome news. Glad to have you with us for the upcoming season. Run it up. So I like this because this shows that, I mean, they sent this less than an hour after 100 Thieves released that they were, coming out making their brand or whatever. And we have devs from Treyarch already in their replies. So that just kind of shows you that they're paying attention to the competitive side. The run it up is obviously 100 Thieves saying from back during the Black Ops 4 season. So they're in touch with the community. They know the ins and outs and all the little quirks that each of these teams have. So I love this reaction here out of them. There was at the end a little bit here from Jack. So he says 100 Thieves is back in Call of Duty. Run it up. Also a little Easter egg at the end of the video. Let me know if you hear it. So if, again, this video that played throughout, if you go all the way towards the end, I didn't expect that to be there, but somewhere in here, you hear a little runoff from Courage there. So not quite sure what that's about. It seems like if they have a home event, maybe he'll be the one that's hosting that event, or maybe he'll be casting back on the desk. Nobody knows, but I think Courage back in the Call of Duty scene is also good for the scene overall, because we know that he's a talent in terms of the casting desk. Tim the Tap Man, I mean, people from all over, whether they're streamers or part of the pro scene or part of, orgs or owners, CEOs, whatever, everybody was getting in on this announcement. But Tim says, love to see it. Also, the editing on this is lit. And I totally agree. Again, go check this out because they did a really nice job putting it together. But with all of that said, I do want to come out and say that I think the CDL is poised for a really big season ahead of them for 2 reasons. Well, maybe 3 reasons. I think the game is going to be more competitive overall. I think the game is just going to play well in terms of competitive Call of Duty, the return to 4v4, the return to Treyarch. It's just set up a little bit more for success. But also, Nadeshot is back, and we all know the following that Nadeshot has, the brand that he brings. That's a lot of exposure and viewership that'll be coming back to the Call of Duty League. And LA Thieves only have a spot because they took the spot of Optic Gaming Los Angeles. That Optic Gaming brand is now back into the hands of Hex. And if that's the point, you have Nadeshot back and you have the full force of the Green Wall behind the transfer of the Optic Gaming branding over to Chicago. Those are some storylines. That is some exposure and viewership that I think is going to take the Call of Duty League as a whole to the next level. So I'm really excited to see all of this play out. I think that this is great for the league. I love the fact that Nadeshot's back. We can talk here and there about how successful they're going to be when it comes to their brand. I think Slasher is in that, maybe top 5, maybe top 6 main AR role. He's a really good main AR. I think that they're pretty much set there, but they don't have a 4th. TJ and Kenny have been up and down. Basically, towards the end of the year, they played great. When they moved to Texas and played champs from Complexity headquarters in Texas, they played phenomenally. They made that run, almost made it to Championship Sunday by knocking out the Chicago Huntsmen. They were just a little bit too far away. But we can talk about how successful they'll be. On Monday, we did a power rankings video. I think they'll be somewhere right in the middle in that maybe 4 through 8 range, where they can be all the way up to 3. They can be all the way down to 8. Just depends on what comes out of that team. But yeah, look at that logo. I'm going to pause this video right here. I think that is pretty slick. Hopefully I can get my hands on some merch. We all know the issues with trying to get merch from 100 Thieves, but maybe if this is run through the CDL, they'll be a little bit more available. I mean, I just got this shirt that I showed you earlier, this Optic Gaming one, because I figured Optic Gaming is going to be leaving Los Angeles, which is why I just bought this, because I thought it'd be cool to have a little bit of merch from the OGLA brand that doesn't really exist anymore. But if LA Thieves, if there's more of it available, maybe you'll be able to get your hands on some, but I think that is some dope logo right there. But with that, guys, we're going to go ahead. We're going to get out of here. What do you guys think about this one? This is some massive news for the Call of Duty League. In the comments below, I'm really interested to see what you guys have to say about this. What do you think in terms of their team? Do you think that their team as a whole is going to be pretty decent? I think if Temp goes there, they've got a chance to be pretty good. I think they've got a chance to maybe win an event or come second in an event, very similarly to what Temp did with the New York Subliners. So I think that they'll be competitive. I think if during a weekend it just goes their way, the dominoes and the map count and all that goes their way, the map selection goes their way, I think it's possible. But let me know what you guys think. If you're new around here, we are 1 week away from the release of Black Ops Cold War. This is what I do. I take competitive gameplay, I bring up a mini map, I draw on it, I break it down, I show you guys exactly what I'm doing. I've uploaded over a year, every day for a year in a row, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. With that, leave a like, it helps the channel. Thank you guys so much. We will see you in tomorrow's upload.